Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Grace Grella Show. I'm Grace Grella, your intuitive host, and as always, it's all about you. We want to get you into the positive zone. We want to give you that 411 you need in your life so that you have that pep in your step restored. And, you know, right now, there's a lot of fabulous energy going on and a lot of energy that's making people a little on edge. So we want to take the edge off, and it's all about healing and getting into the zone, and that's what this show is about. And tonight, if you're watching live, call me and my special guest, Theresa. Theresa, thank you so much for coming. I'm so blessed that you're here.
Thanks for
having me.
And
healthy living, what's your website?
Healthy Vibrant You.
HealthyVibrantYou.com. Okay. And Theresa, I had met you through my brother Bert, my favorite acupuncturist, talking about healing. And my brother Bert was telling me about how fabulous your energy is and how wonderful you are. And it's all true. All of the above and then some. Woot, woot, girlfriend, you hit it out of the ballpark. You're fabulous inside and out. And how did you get involved in healing?
Oh boy, I think healing is something you're born with. I don't think it's something you necessarily get involved in, and it's something I just always was. You know, and I think a lot of highly sensitive people really are very empathetic and have the ability to make other people feel better. So it sort of has just been with me as long as I can remember.
And how do you utilize that in your practice? You're an energy therapist?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I like to call myself an energy therapist because when I use the word healer, it implies that I'm the person that's doing the healing when really you're the one doing the healing, or whoever's working with me is doing their own healing in connection with their source, their higher self.
So you help them to get out of their own way. Yes. You know, help me to help you to help me. We do our Jerry Maguire. And so that you can intuit for them where they really need to key in to get it all back into balance. Is that correct?
Yes, and I can also feel in the body and in the system, or just intuit where there are blockages and just hold the energy for the person to relax into that area.
And you do this with Reiki? Are you a Reiki master?
Yes, I am a Reiki master. I've studied many other healing modalities also. So what I do when someone comes for a session, if it's a one-on-one session, just a one-off type of thing, I will have them lie down or sit up depending on what they're comfortable with, and just use every tool in the toolbox that their system is telling me they need. So it's a mixture of Reiki, of integrated energy therapy, Karuna Reiki, Marma point therapy, and many other things that I've studied over the years.
Oh, that's wonderful. So what you've done is you've gleaned the best of the best and you individualize it. So it's custom made just for the individual, and that's what I love about it. It's not you know, one size fits all. It's like, oh no, everybody's an individual. And now I also think it's interesting that you acknowledge the fact that sometimes for a person's soul growth, they need to experience what they're experiencing to go up a few notches or a few levels. How do you deal with that?
Very interesting. I recently had an experience like this where someone was coming to me saying, I have, I forget what it's called, but it's a form of breast cancer that's very aggressive and fatal. And she's saying to me, this is what I've been diagnosed with. And when I look in her system, I can't see anything. She looks perfectly healthy. And that to me is a very karmic situation where she needed this particular illness for her soul's growth, because she's been to other healing practitioners and they can't see it in her system either. It's only showing up in the medical scans.
Wow. And so so somebody like that has to maybe go through the rigors of chemo and whatever?
She's doing a lot of holistic work with chemotherapy. I mean, everything works together. You know, whatever your intuition is telling you in terms of treatment is what's right for you. You have to really sit into your own intuition, not just rely on what someone else is telling you is the right path. You have to move past the fear of, oh my gosh, what's happening to me, and really sit into it and say, is chemotherapy the right way to go for me? Is radiation correct? Is a holistic form of treatment correct? Or is it a combination of all of those things? So for her, she's walking through this one step at a time, using many modalities and really sticking with a regimen. Like, she and her husband are really, really dedicated to keeping her well, and she's living her life. She's not just in bed being sick. She's skiing, she's swimming, she's traveling.
Great.
She's having a great life.
I love that you read all these stories about people who have cured themselves of cancer by laughter. You know, getting that energy, lifting that energy vibe up and eradicating all the negative energy, basically, is what it is, right?
Absolutely. Laughter is really the best medicine. Like, I fully believe that I use that because I work a lot with the angels, and the angels work with me through laughter all the time. And so they're always showing me visuals that will get the client laughing and just lighten the mood. And really, if you just smile, if you're having the worst day of your life and you just smile, you'll automatically feel better, because just the way your muscles move up in your face really starts your hormones secreting differently. So when you walk around frowning, your hormones are actually in a different place than when you're smiling.
Yeah, that's so true. And when somebody comes to you and they're wanting the whole package, all right, body, mind, spirit, because that's how you really assist and facilitate somebody's healing, because we're not just body parts. I'm sure that that's where you know that the angels will tell you what modalities you need to use on that person. Is that correct?
Yeah, sometimes it's just their own physical system that tells me. They're angels. I always invite everyone's angels and everyone's guardians into the session with me. So they're always there before the person even gets there, waiting.
The invisible entourage, absolutely. I love them and know them oh so well. Absolutely. And hopefully we have Susan at the microphone here. And Susan, thanks so much for braving and coming up to the microphone. And did you have a question for Theresa or for me?
Either of you, actually. So if you could give me some information around career.
Okay, that would be my forte. That's kind of although health and your career can go hand in hand a lot of times, right? You know, so many times you hear that from people. Oh, my job is making me sick, you know, or this or that. And you say, well, you got to leave it or you got to love it. You got to love it or you got to leave it. It's one or the other. All right, honey, and you're a Cancerian, right?
Yes.
Okay, and your birth date exactly?
July 3rd.
July 3rd. Woot, woot. Okay. So you're naturally gifted. You're naturally empathetic, right? You feel Cancerians are all from the heart. So the world is a better place because you're here to nurture us and show us how to laugh and to love. Okay? This needs to come across in your career path. You need to nurture people. You need to teach people. Are you an educator?
No. I run a help desk.
You run a help desk. So you're teaching people. You're helping people if you run a help desk, right?
Sure.
Okay. And I want to say that you're nurturing them because you're, come to Susie. She'll tell you what you need, honey. You know, this is the direction you need to go into, right? You're natural. You were born with the ability to be insightful into somebody's condition or where they need to be. The producer of my show, Sabina Miller, happens to be a Cancerian as well. She's July 17th. And she used to handle, in one of the hospitals, employment, people hiring. And she would do it through astrological signs, because she knew who would get along with who. So as a Cancerian, you have that same ability where you can't maybe logically have an explanation, but you know how to help people and how to direct them. And I think this is why a lot of people sing your praises. Now, have you been doing what you're doing for 5 years?
Yes.
Okay. Ooh, maybe I'm psychic.
Right on the dot.
Right on the dot, yeah.
August. Well, August will be 5
yeah,
years.
sometimes the angels just show off and just give it to me exactly like that. Okay, and they're saying you've been doing this for 5 years, and now you're at a crossroads in your life where you're saying, well, do I want to move forward with something just for me? Okay, you've been helping, and it's like, all right, should I incorporate myself? Should I go into business for myself? Ooh, what a concept. Okay, I do feel that you're going to find the best of both worlds. You're going to be able to have a side business where you're your own boss, okay, and yet still work where you're working. Okay, so as a consultant, this is where you're going to branch out, I believe. That's what the angels are showing me, but not until the spring of next year. That's really when you're going to be either the opportunities is offered to you or afforded you, and that's when you roll with it. Okay. Now, did you recently sign up for some sort of additional education?
Online classes. Some
online
stuff.
classes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's additional education, and I love webinars. I've been doing them for the last couple of months personally, and online. But there's still some sort of significant either accreditation that you're going to receive through this, okay? Either with a certificate or a degree. Is this what you're aiming for?
I've been thinking about that.
You've been thinking about that. Okay, well, the angels know you've been thinking about it, and they said not only are you thinking about it, you're going to do it, all right? Okay. Woohoo! Good for you, Sue. Boy, that rhymes. Rhyme and Simon. Good for you, Sue. Yeehaw! All right. And also, they said you need to, home is where you hang your heart. You're Cancerian. Home is where you hang your heart. And you need to spruce up a little bit. Spring for some fresh new linens or something that fresh flowers. Cancerians need things that are alive, and bring you beauty, and that's really going to perk you up. I also want to say that what's up with your car? Are you leasing a car?
No, I own a car.
You own a car. There's something to do with the leased car they're showing me, all right? So just remember I'm telling you this, and I see the autumn. I see autumn leaves on the ground, okay? Also, I want to say that there's some now, Cancerians are their tummies. It's all about agita. It's all about stomach acids, churning, That's your Achilles heel, astrologically. And medically, I just feel that it's your tummy. That's what bugs you when you're not feeling good. Mm-hmm. All right, that and your lower lumbar. Okay, yoga stretches. You should come to Theresa here, and she'll fix you right up. Do you feel that from her?
My sense for you, if you don't mind, is that there's a lot of stress in your day-to-day, and it almost becomes very hard throughout your week to take some time for yourself and release that. So my sense for you is that would be something, even if it's one day a week, to take a couple hours just for Susan to just go and do something that really relaxes you, whether it's go hug a tree, go take a walk, go hide in your driveway, whatever it is.
Go find a leased car to hide in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Buy the flowers and then smell them, stop and smell the roses. Yeah. But I agree with you, Theresa. It's all about you taking care of you. Because if you're not 100% there for yourself, how can you have the energy to give to others? So it's about recognizing how important keeping you happy. If mama's not happy, ain't nobody happy. And so it's keeping you happy, sweetie. I do feel that you're in the right career path. I think that you're going to expand on it. I feel that, as I said, you're going to venture out and become a consultant, okay, and do extremely well. Now, do you give advice online as well?
No, just free, to my neighbors and friends. But as far as work, you mean?
This is going to change. The freebies to just friends and neighbors and things like that. That's going to be part of. I should online have a website where people ask Susie. Susie Q, question and answer. Susie Q, question. There's something very clever that you're going to formulate with that. Okay. What's the Q, Susie? For the question. Somehow there's something that you're going to develop, and I think this is what they were referencing about spring of next year for you. Okay. And do you have a little dog?
No.
I
It's
see
the
a
one
little-
thing I don't have.
Okay, I see a little dog, and it looks like a Lhasa Apso, you know, the hairy ones.
Sure.
They're so cute. Little tiny thing, and so I'm just gonna. I don't know who has this little dog, or if this dog is in spirit and following you around. I have no clue, but I'm seeing it, so I'm giving you the information. Also, who is Linda to you, please? In connection with work. Remember this name? Somebody by the name of Linda is going to be very instrumental with you making more money. And you'll know exactly who I'm referencing before the end of October.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Thanks for showing up and coming up to the mic. You can have a seat now. Let's applaud her. She's so brave. So what do you think, Theresa? Is it you keying into like Susie and recognizing as an empath, and you both have the ability, it's just supercharged. It's, you know, wow, somebody who speaks my language. Isn't this wonderful, you know? And do you find that your clients that are as gifted as Susie are just easier to assist?
Yeah, the people who come to me tend to be either empaths or very highly sensitive, so they're dealing with issues of having shut that down at some point in their life. So
why do you think that happens? Why do people?
I think it's survival. You know, I think when you're so sensitive to the world around you at some point, because you may not have people around you who can help you process these things, there's usually one in every family, so no one else can really, when you're a child, help you process it. So it's easier just to shut it down and ignore it until later on when it catches up with you again and you start having symptoms like anxiety or digestive issues or something like that.
Right. Now, in your practice, do you assist people with maybe the proper nutrition and what they should be fueling their bodies with?
Yes.
Is that part of your work as well?
It's absolutely part of my work. It's one of the first things we talk about because a lot of very sensitive people have allergies to a lot of things or have very high sensitivity to certain things. And in this country, a lot of times we've started to eat a lot of chemicals as food, and that doesn't work for many of my clients. So we start getting back to what is real food, what does that look like, how do we make that interesting, and move from there, because when you can't draw energy from the inside, you can't have a lot of energy. So we really strengthen from the inside and then move out to the other bodies.
Wonderful. And as clients, do you have a tendency just to have a certain amount of sessions with them, or do you just stay with them until they've achieved their goal? Or I'm curious about that.
There are several ways I work with people. Some people just come for an energy session once in a while when they feel they need it. Other people choose to work with me from anywhere between 3 months through a year based on what their goals are and what they want to accomplish. And a lot of my work deals with people who feel they have a really big life purpose, who feel that they're here to serve the world. So there's always, or there seems to be, a lot of blockage that comes with that, both from the outer world and the inner world. So
Fear, yeah.
Yeah, fear and having shut down and different things like that. So it depends on the length of time and the investment the person is willing to make in themselves, how long we'll work together. And I've had clients I've worked with for 5 years straight, I mean, because they just keep excelling on their path and just keep wanting to go further. And other people stop themselves after 2 sessions, so it really depends.
Wow. So it's, you have a very eclectic track record here with clientele. What propels you? What motivates you? What is your goal for you with your healing ability?
My goal is to bring as much light to this planet as I possibly can, both as an individual and as someone who helps other people do the same thing. So my goal is really to establish and create peace on this planet.
Wow. Well, I think you're well on your way to doing that, Theresa. All you have to do is show up. Thank you very much, Miss Hot Pink Dress. Okay. You can light up the world with that smile. I do feel that for you that this is something that you're destined to do. You know that. Okay. I think it's going to be onward, upward, bigger, and better. And California is calling your name, and hopefully we can help. We have a caller. Wait a minute. I can't see that, Sabina. I have to put my glasses on. Denise is on the phone. Denise, how can we help you? Hello? Denise, can you hear me?
Hi, yes.
Oh, hello, Denise. What's your question for us? Do you have a question for Theresa or for me, babe?
For you.
Okay.
When is my financial situation going to change?
Okay, it's all about the money, honey. Okay. All right. And love makes the world go round, but money greases those wheels. All right. I get it. And you're an Aquarius, so you know you're overthinking it right now. You know, and you're going to worst case scenario. You have a tendency to do that. You know that about yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, the angels are saying that, you know, your prayers are going to be answered, honey. You've been storming heaven, and, pardon the expression, religiously for like the past 3 months. Is this true?
Yes.
Okay. And they're saying that there's a news source. Now, are you still working with education and children?
Yes, I am.
Okay. There's going to be something that brings you out of that into a new career path.
Okay.
Okay. And that's going to create much more financial stability for you. All right. I love the educational system, but we don't pay our teachers enough. You know, we just are, you know, we could pay a basketball player millions of dollars, and the educator teaching our children can barely get by. There's something not right with this scenario. I do feel that there's something that's going to be offered to you, Denise. Aquarians are really going to come into a bit of luck in the month of October.
Okay. So
October, just keep your ears open. I think this is something that finds you. You overhear a conversation. Somebody you're conversing with happens to mention, oh, did you ever think of, and it has to do with the medical field.
Okay.
All right. And I want to say in an office capacity, either running a medical office or you know, you're Aquarian. You're very eclectic. You love the different. You love the unusual. It's like, bring it, you know? And I think that would be the perfect answer. The universe is going to bring you the perfect answer to your financial prayers.
Okay. Would it be here on Long Island or someplace else?
Yeah, it's going to be here on Long Island.
Okay.
But eventually I see you moving down south.
Okay.
In the Carolinas. Do you know anybody in the Carolinas?
No.
Okay, well, you will. I mean, you know, you got 5 years before you're going anywhere. Okay? For now, let's not get too future forward here. People freak out if I get too future forward. So I'm just going to, let's deal with the here and now. And the here and now is you're going to be offered a much better job for making more money, and that was your question. And
yes.
God bless you, and I'll light a candle and send up a prayer for you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for calling, Denise.
Thank you, Grace.
Okay, honey. Bye-bye. Oh, I love my job, too. Okay, so it's, Theresa, I love your modality because we're basically doing the same work. And it's all about keying into and listening to what the angels it just flows through. And I know you do that too. You were telling me that the angels will channel through you when you're working.
Yes, yes. And actually for Denise, who just called, Archangel Michael is very much with you, Denise. And he is saying, Denise, I hear you. We all hear you. We're hearing you. Don't worry. Now it's just a matter of trusting that we've got this and that you've got this. So just know that your prayers are heard.
Yeah, and they always are.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just human nature that we're, you know, are we there yet? Are you sure you got that? You know, that's the inner child in us, you know, wanting to be acknowledged. Now, I know you had some really great stories that you wanted to share with people about how you moved into this career path.
It was actually really interesting because I was an art director for many years, and I felt called to take a yoga teacher training. So what had happened to me over time was that I would blow out electronics. Even in places that I worked, my computer would just blow out every day at 3 o'clock. And they couldn't figure out why. Street lights, everything. So I went to a teacher training. I had applied to several, and I ended up at a yoga teacher training at an ashram, studying with a Swami who understood energy. And when I blew out her lights, she said, "You have got to go take this class." And she handed me a sign-up sheet for a Reiki class. And I didn't realize it was because I had shut down so tightly that my energy was just scattering all over the place. And that's really how I started. She sent me there, and my channels were opened again, and I started channeling my energy differently. And I started, as soon as I learned it, I started taking it out to the world.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hold that positive note. And where does time go when we do the show? I don't know. I think we're in the twilight zone. For those of you watching live, don't go away. We'll be right back. And for those of you watching the rebroadcasted show, hey, shoot me that email at gracegrella@gmail.com. We'll make it real, upfront, and personal for you if you want to come to the studio. Thanks for watching. Stay in the positive zone. We love you all. Have a good night. Goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Okay, so now.